Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Nubeva Technologies channel, a new essential layer of ransomware resilience. Joining us to discuss with a high-level overview of the company, a little bit of his history, and of course, what we can expect here in 2023. We have Steve Perkins, the CMO and head of product. First and foremost, welcome, sir.
Thanks. Great to be here.
A pleasure to get you on. So for newer audiences, I kind of want to roll back a little bit. I mean, you offer this kind of affordable software that fights ransomware, which is obviously becoming a substantial problem. It's probably largely under talked about the larger retail audience. Do you want to just give us that kind of brief elevator pitch or the high-level overview of the company?
Yeah, sure. Nubeva is an early stage software company centered in Silicon Valley, and we are focused on innovating the fight against ransomware, one of the world's largest technical problems plaguing organizations all over the world. And we've come out with a completely different solution that disrupts the industry. We've got some early market validation that's really showing promise, and we're starting to show some good results.
And I want to talk about that solution, the growth, because it is pretty substantial. But first and foremost, you got to roll back a little bit here. I mean, what in your history led up to that aha moment, kind of getting you involved with Nubeva?
I've been in this industry for a very, very long time. And the two founders of this company I worked with back in the early days of Aruba Networks, who was ultimately bought by Hewlett Packard and really defined enterprise secure Wi-Fi. When they started talking to me about what they were working on here at Nubeva, I started getting involved in an advisor. And next thing you know, once I saw what they were working on, I said, this is a game changer. My last role, I was involved in one of the largest integrators of cybersecurity in North America. And we saw this problem starting to emerge. And what Nubeva has really come up with is a game changer.
Yeah, definitely appreciate the insight. So just kind of getting into this market problem, because again, as mentioned, it's obscenely substantial. And Nubeva's kind of filling this gap. And do you want to talk about the solutions, why this is unique, and kind of how you're pressing this problem?
Yeah, well, so I think it might make sense to just make sure everybody understands what ransomware is, right? So ransomware is malicious software that's conducted by bad guys into your business, and their objective is to figure out how to get past your security and figure out how to find holes and gaps in your backup and recovery systems, and then encrypt your data. And when they do that, they basically disrupt all of your operations. They bring you down. And so every operation that's dependent upon that goes down. If you're a city, it could be an E911 system. It could be an accounting system or a billing system or a website for an e-commerce company. Their goal is to disrupt your business and then charge you a ransom to get your data back. Well, the fun fact here is that pretty much everybody who's ever been attacked had cybersecurity and they had backup systems. Yet the world's answer is, let's just buy more security. Let's buy newer backup systems. And what we've done is we've come at this problem in a completely different way. We've stopped and said, all right, you keep on buying more and more cybersecurity. You keep on buying more and more backup. Great, you need to do that. But it doesn't seem to be stopping it. In fact, a couple data points. Ransomware attacks are up over 50% this year over last year. Up 50% after over $40 billion spent on solutions last year. Okay. The other answer is that over 72% of the time, people, it's reported, pay the ransom, meaning their recovery systems are not sufficient. The status quo is not working. So we said, okay, well, why don't we just assume you are going to get ransomed? Now what? How do we make recovery trivial? Well, how do we remove the bite or the sting from the attack? And that's ultimately what we introduced as a solution we call ransomware reversal. And what that does is when you're attacked, it allows you to recover by decrypting without having to pay the ransom. So we've invented this software technology that you deploy into your environment. It sits in the background like a fire sprinkler system. And it does nothing except for wait for there to be a fire. And when there's a fire, it actually captures a bunch of information to enable us to help you decrypt. When you decrypt, you recover your business fast and easy, you restore your operations, and you minimize the downtime and the damages. We essentially minimize the threat.
Yeah, and I can't help but think of all these stories too, from everything from like the utility grids being attacked, like everything has some kind of technological front on it that it can be inflicted by this or hold almost at hostage, right? And I mean, pointing it out, I mean, your revenue is expanded to what, 971,000 for your last quarter from 55,000 just the year prior. I mean, what potential do you see on the execution and outlook side for the latter half of 2023?
We feel very good about where we're at. We've started making announcements of some very large $1 million plus annual deals. We've announced that we believe we're going to be cash flow positive through our operations this year, and that we've got a very healthy, robust pipeline moving forward. equally important is that, the potential of this is massive, right? Everybody's a target, and so everybody's a potential. Now, in the end, we represent sort of a new kind of essential insurance that everybody needs. So now our job and our focus is really threefold. Number one is certainly to be prudent in our fiscal management in these uncertain financial times. We want to make sure that we're always protecting this asset. But secondly is to tune our product market fit, right? We're trying to figure out, how do we fine tune the features of the product? How do we package it? How do we price it, position it so that its sales can become frictionless? And the third is simply closing deals. And we do have a robust pipeline. We think that we'll be able to post similar type of results for year over year type performance as you've seen so far. And then from there, the sky's the limit.
Well, on that note, I'll pass the question off to the viewers. We'd love to know what you think about this in that comment section below, and definitely consider subscribing, because as news and catalysts continue to hit the wire, we'll update you here. But on that, as always, we look forward to catching you in the next one.